up, y'all? It's your boy AJ, and this is AJ Reacts 2. And today we have a very, very special video. I got my boy Certain Vids on the channel today. We're going to tier rank every single X-Men film. We just watched New Mutants, so we're going to that's gonna be part of the ranking too. So yeah, let me get them in the stream.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. I'm just having a nice day. Thank you for inviting me on here. Are we recording this or are we doing this live?
We are recording this. This is not
We're
live.
recording this. All right. This is not live. Okay. Well,
Did
either
that
way. Yeah.
did that countdown have audio?
Yes, it did. I was hearing everything.
Okay. I couldn't hear it. I didn't have any audio for it. Okay. Cool.
That's weird. But
very weird.
Yeah, super hyped to be on here. X-Men is kind of hit or miss for me. I mean, comics I love, but the movies, they either home run or absolute garbage. So I don't. This is gonna be interesting to see
Yes.
how big of a divide we have. But no, I'm excited. Let's do this.
Yes. So okay, we're just gonna get into it. I think. So
Yep.
yeah, we have the. Let me add the tier list. Cool.
All right.
So first up on the list, we have Dark Phoenix. Man, how are you feeling about this? I know that most people didn't really care for this film at all. What are your thoughts? I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah. So I thought it was pretty okay. I think the third act, which is weird because the third act was like entirely reshot, was like the best part of the film. It was overall not terrible. It was pretty just there, just like middle of the road. Didn't really like it all that much, especially not the first two acts. I think they just really did not do Xavier right. I thought it was a pretty big character assassination, but other than that, it was at the end, towards the end, it really picked up when they started, doing X-Men stuff. It was fun, and I think the third act really saved it for me. So, looking at the tiers, I think I'll go just okay.
Yeah. So I didn't even get into what the tiers are. Let me just run through them real quick. Fantastic, great, good, just okay, and bad. So where did you say you were gonna put Dark Phoenix?
So I think I'm feeling just okay. It's just
okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let me kind of try to persuade you to do it a little bit higher because I actually did like this film. I thought I agree that the third act was its saving grace because it was a little messy towards the beginning, but I actually enjoyed the light that they shed on Xavier, not always being like right. I thought that was I know that they did. It was definitely interesting because we always see him as like this, godlike figure. Like we go to him, he's like the savior of all these kids or whatever, but he's not perfect either. He's human. I mean, he's got these powers, and like I think like cutting him down a peg really kind of humanized him, and I enjoyed that part of it. With the villain, it was a little unclear. The villain's motives, they didn't really even get into that. So that was a little messy. I agree. But I thought the third act was epic. The train scene, I was like, I was just kind of blown away. And I wasn't expecting that because of the beginning not being the best.
Yeah.
But would you be willing to go good for this film? Would you?
Okay, well, I think the third act is just great. Like maybe even fantastic. The second act is bad. The first act, or the second act is bad. The first act, I think, is good. No, I think it's just okay. So
yeah, I could agree with that. I wouldn't say the second act is bad though. Like I would probably say just okay for the second act.
Even if we do that, yeah, I guess it kind of evens out. So I'll be willing to go good, but just know that I personally would put it in just okay.
You're leaning towards just okay. Okay, I'm gonna put it in good because I really enjoyed the third act of that film. It blew me away.
Hey, your
Okay,
channel, man,
so
your choice.
we're getting on to the next one. I don't want to be a bully though. I want
Yeah, that's
to
fine.
come to a consensus with it.
Right.
So we're gonna go Deadpool next.
The first one.
I guess yeah, the first one, and I guess I'll start on this one. I think
Yeah,
this was one of the first of its kind, just like this R-rated, raunchy, unapologetic film in this X-Men universe, and I really can like appreciate that because they took a risk because this is a superhero film, you know, and to be as raunchy and as, you know, unapologetic as it is, that's a risk. That's a risk of, you know, money and clout and all that. So,
and it was incredibly low budget. It was incredibly low budget.
It was low budget, and it was actually a good film in my opinion. I know people are tired of it. Some people don't like it, but I think it's kind of an acquired taste. The way they break the fourth wall often in the film, I really enjoy. Yeah. I don't know. There's something about Deadpool that has a charm to it. And yeah, I just really enjoy Deadpool. What are your thoughts on Deadpool?
I adore Deadpool, man. I think it is fan-freaking-tastic. Yeah. It is definitely one of a kind and the first of its kind in this universe and just superhero movies in general. Even though Deadpool is not exactly a superhero, more anti, but just comic book movies. This was kind of just came out of nowhere, kind of left field. And I remember the test footage that leaked, and I was losing my mind because it was like so cool. But yeah, no, I think this is like top tier X-Men stuff. I think I'd probably put it in my top 3. It is funny, it is fresh. Ryan Reynolds just cannot be replaced. It's one of the best castings in any comic book movie ever.
True.
It is, and it's probably one of my favorite movies or favorite comic book movies of the decade. So it is. Yeah. I think if you haven't been able to tell, I'm putting this in fantastic. That's where I'm leaving.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell you're going off on it. I love the energy for this film because it is such a great film. So I am going to throw it in fantastic because I would agree.
Yep, it is so good.
Then we're gonna go on to Deadpool 2.
The sequel.
The sequel. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you say what you want to say about this one first.
I think I like it more than some people. I know a lot of people consider it to be either weak or just. I agree, it's not as good as the first one, but it's not a bad movie. I still think it's close. I mean, I put it maybe in my top 5 X-Men films, probably. I still think it retains that humor. It gets a little, I guess, sloppy at times. Doesn't really. It's not as focused as the first one, is what I'd say. I think it's juggling a lot. There's a lot of different things that it kind of wants to do, and I don't think it's able to kind of hone in on one specific plot point like the first one. So while I do think the first one is better, I think I'm feeling great.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree with you there. I think it's not as good as the first Deadpool. It was a tiny bit messy. Like you said, not all the way focused on you know, the topic at hand, and it was kind of a rehash of the first one. They did the first one so well, so they were kind of trying to follow in its footsteps, and you could tell.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw it in great because I really did enjoy this film as well. It's just it was a little lower for me than Deadpool, the first one. All right, so we're moving on to Logan.
Ooh,
Hugh Jackman.
You're gonna go first on this one?
I'm going to go first. I can go first on this one. So,
all right.
We see Logan in a way that we haven't ever seen him before. He's aged. He's, you know, time has really not been on his side. And he has this mission. And I kind of compare this a little bit to the what am I trying to say? I compare this a little bit to Last of Us, where
okay,
yeah, like I kind of see some comparisons there, And it's
I can
gritty.
see that. Yeah.
It's gritty. It's
Yeah.
not like any other comic. Well, not well. Yeah, comic book film, and it's not like any
Yeah.
other X-Men film that we've gotten so far. So I think they took a risk on this. It's R as well.
Yep.
And it's grittier. It's not as family friendly, but
Definitely not.
but it's awesome though. It's awesome. So I would definitely put it in fantastic.
Dude, Logan sucks, man. It is the worst one. I
Yeah,
don't know
right.
what you're talking
I don't
about.
believe you.
Dude, I don't know what you're
believe you.
talking about. This movie
You
is
got me before
horrendous.
this stream. You got me before this stream. I don't believe you. You love this movie. Please tell me you love this movie.
I
Okay.
love it, man. I love it. This is top 3, not just X-Men movies. This is, I mean, it's my favorite one, but it's top 3 comic book movies of all time. This is something else.
Yes.
Like
Oh
in
my
Spider-Man
gosh.
3.
Yes.
Just like in Spider-Man 3. This is something else. This is just something different. This is something dark. This is what Wolverine should have been since day
True.
one.
Facts.
This is some of the best. This is the best I've seen Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, no doubt. This is maybe the best I've seen Patrick Stewart as Xavier. This is the integration of X-23 is awesome.
Yes.
I think this is epic. It is a amazing.
Certain.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever been this in sync.
I don't think we have.
I don't think we've ever been this in sync about a franchise, about one film. Bro, I feel the same way. I cannot put it better myself.
It is the perfect swan song to the character of Wolverine and just this like era of comic book films, or pretty much of comic book films. So yeah, man, this is fantastic. This is top tier. This is just unlike anything I had ever seen before. And I absolutely do love it.
I would definitely agree. Have you heard any people saying that they didn't like this film? Any folks saying that they didn't like this film or didn't care for it?
No, I
haven't either. I really haven't either. Maybe some parents saying it's too violent, but that's it.
Wolverine should be kid friendly. Make a movie like that. It's the same thing with Batman, man. It's like Batman, Wolverine, Deadpool. These aren't like child friendly characters to begin with.
They're not.
So,
especially from the comics.
Yeah, like Batman maybe like a little bit more kid friendly than the others, but like Wolverine, he kills, right? Like Deadpool like shoots people. So like it's it's
true.
I don't understand that take. So no, this is just perfect. I think Logan is genuinely a perfect comic book movie. I do.
I agree. So we're moving on to The Wolverine.
The second one, even better.
Yeah, the second one. Huh?
Even better than Logan.
You like to joke around, bro. You play too much. You play too much. No, I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
This is so this doesn't add up with my viewpoint because you put Dark Phoenix in good, and I think Wolverine is better than Dark Phoenix, but I would still put it in just okay. It's like pretty much equal good and bad for me. A lot of positives, but there's also things that really drag it down. I think the third act isn't great. Not enough, not a solid, I guess, through line in the movie really. So there's good things, there's bad things. Hugh Jackman is as great as always. It's fine. It's just middle of the road for me. It's towards the bottom of my ranking, but it's just an okay film.
Yeah, about this film, I never really cared for it. I think I watched it like 3 times in total.
Yeah,
and every time I liked it less. I think the third act really helps it out for me. I know you said you didn't care for the third act. I think that was its only positive. I think it was just not a great film. I don't know. Like I hate to dog on my man Wolverine, but man, they did not give him what he deserved in this film. And
but there
I,
are a lot of cool action sequences. I'll give it that.
I agree. I agree. But if you know anything about me, I do not go off of action sequences. I do get blown away by action sequences. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But The Winter Soldier is a perfect example. I do not care for that film. Amazing action sequences. Amazing action sequences. I know that's like one of your top MCU films, but yeah, it just I can't just go off of action sequences. I have to go off story and plot line and all that put together. Hugh Jackman did well for what he was given, but that's all I can say about it. Honestly, I would put this. I would put it in bad.
You want to go bad. So this is definitely not my list, but yeah, okay. I'll give you that one.
I'm willing to go just okay since you compromised with the Dark Phoenix. I'm willing to go just okay.
I think it's an okay movie. I wouldn't say it's bad. I don't dislike it. So
okay. I think we don't really have the same viewpoint on this particular one, but but okay. So we'll do just okay on this one.
Now we're even.
All right. The number one film in America, The New Mutants. What are we thinking about this film, bro?
Yikes, man!
What are we thinking about this one?
New Mutants was it was just not it, man. This is not it. This is did not enjoy it.
Elaborate a little bit for the people.
We at the time of recording this, I just watched it last night, and it was not as bad as I expected. I'll give it that. But oh man, I did not enjoy myself. It was boring. It was it was definitely messy. I would say it's messy. The third act started to look better, but it kind of just went back and just became bad again. So
did you on a scale from 1 to 10, how scared were you?
Scared?
This is supposed to be a horror film, right? This is supposed to have horror aspects to it, right? How scared were you? 1 to 10?
Like negative 0.5.
Bro, I really, really wish they leaned into the horror aspects of this film. I think it would have been such a better film. And I think if it would have gotten an R rating, they wouldn't have had to pull their punches as much. Mm-hmm. This movie was not good. It was not good. It wasn't. Oh, and man. I really was I was hoping that it was going to be better than it actually was. I wasn't expecting it to really, because of all the production issues that it had and all the delays it had. And this movie was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. And I figured they messed it up. And they did. It was not good. The acting was so cringe, bro. It was so, especially Danny, the main actress, Danny.
The main actress, I feel bad, man, because everybody's talking about the cast. I agreed, the cast was fun when they played off each other, and I can't remember his name, the dude who spoiler alert for New Mutants, or you can just cut it out, but the dude who killed his father, the one who had the southern accent.
Jonathan Byers from friggin' Stranger Things.
Yes, I liked him. I did too. I like Birdo.
Birdo was okay. I think he had more potential.
What was Anna Taylor-Joy's character's name?
Bro, this film is so forgettable. I don't even remember, bro. This movie
the fact that it's only an hour and 27 or 30 minutes. I don't know with credits how much it is, but I'm pretty sure without it, it's like an hour and 27 minutes. The fact that an hour and 27 minutes later, I do not know most of your characters' names is a problem. It is not good.
It's a problem.
It's a problem, man. There's
a lot of problems with this film, but I will say that it had direction. It had the right idea, but the way it was executed was not good.
Yeah, you had the whole storyline with the Doctor. I'm not going to spoil it, but they were implying one thing, but then they just kind of I have no idea what this movie is about. I don't know. I don't know what the plot is.
It's true. They started like really abruptly. The film started very abruptly. We're getting into like a New Mutants review. We're gonna move on soon, but yeah, it kind of started. It kind of started like really abruptly, and it didn't really give a lot of explanation of what's really going on at all. So like we're confused. We're kind of bored at the beginning because it takes a long time for it to pick up. I fell asleep twice in the theater.
Oh my God.
I don't know about you. I fell asleep not once, but twice. I woke up. I was like, what's going on? Fell asleep again. And my wife was like nudging me because I was snoring in the theater. I was like, this movie is not. I would have left. If I wasn't with someone else, I would have left.
Dude, I wanted to leave so bad. I wanted to leave so bad, but I couldn't. I was like, I paid to be here. I'm going to stay here.
Right. But
the only film I've left is Cats. That's the only exception I've made. But even that, I went back because I was like, I'm gonna pay again because I want to watch it all the way through, and I hated it both times. But I wanted to leave so bad, man. It was hard to get through, and the conclusion just did not work. It felt
no. Stop.
Just no.
No. Stop.
If there's a tier below, it's just
below bad.
Below bad.
Let's just put it in bad. Let's just put it in bad. Because like I said, it did have direction. There were certain aspects that I was okay with. So
I chuckled a couple times. I thought it was humorous at points, and again, the cast worked well off of each other, but the main actress didn't do it.
The accents were terrible, though, man. You got to admit, the accents were really bad. Anya Taylor-Joy, and even the guy who I can't even remember the guy's name, but the guy who played Jonathan Byers in Stranger Things, his country accent it came and went, and I was just like,
and they're like, it was a missed opportunity. This is just spoilers, so you can cut it out. But they were setting something up with Birdo, and I think his girlfriend. Where did that go? Where did that go? What happened to that storyline?
It just it disintegrated. There were so many missed opportunities with this film.
So many, man. So many. Let's just put it in bad.
We're gonna put it in bad. We're gonna put it in bad. I really was wishing that they leaned into the horror aspects more. And didn't quite pull their punches, but they did. They didn't. So, all right, we're moving on to X2, X-Men 2, X-Men United. What are you thinking about this film, bro?
I don't like it as much as everybody else, but it's definitely the best of the trilogy, the original one. I'd put it maybe in my top half for sure.
Okay.
It's solid. I think this is a solid.
Yeah, I would agree. Film. And I haven't seen this film in a very long time, but this is the first X-Men film that I ever watched. I did not start with the first one. So this is the first one that I ever saw. And as a kid, I really enjoyed it. Upon rewatch, when I got a little older, it kind of dropped a couple tiers because, it was corny. It's like, I think it came out.
I think it was
2002, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
It was early 2000s, and it had that, 2000 feel to it. Comic book movies weren't really in their prime yet, so
definitely not.
Yeah, I would, if I would put this in a category, I might put it in good.
I don't know. I'm feeling a little great, but
really,
it's a low grade. Like it's definitely
low grade.
It's a mild,
on that line.
It's mild. It's a mild grade. It's definitely. If we were to lean one way or another, I'd probably go good. I mean, it's better than Dark Phoenix. I mean, you have that in there. So
I like Dark Phoenix. I would put Dark Phoenix in good. I'd put X2 in great.
X2 in
since
great.
Since we did put Dark Phoenix in good. I'll go great. So the third one, The Last Stand. X3.
Oh, The Last Stand.
Yes, The Last Stand. Some would say that this was the last stand of X-Men, the X-Men franchise. Uh, but I'll start with this film.
Yeah,
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate this film. I did not hate it. I think it was misunderstood because I really love the Phoenix. I really love Jean Grey.
Yes.
That is like probably my favorite character of all X-Men. I know that might be a hot take, but the Phoenix is one of my favorites. Probably my favorite if I actually had to sit down and, make a ranking list.
Dang.
But the Phoenix, how they, kind of how she lost her sense of humanity and things like that. I thought it was a great arc. I really enjoyed this film. What do you think, bro? You're on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah, I'm pretty opposite. I think when I reviewed it for Tater Meister, he was doing a Road to New Mutants. I made a review for it. I think I graded it higher than I probably feel about it. It's too much, man. First of all, listen up, Fox. This is an important this is an important storyline, okay? So why throw it in the middle of this convoluted mess? I don't know, but so that part just wasn't. It just felt rushed, really. In my opinion,
I agree. It
just felt rushed. I think there are parts of it that are okay. Hugh Jackman, the cast in general. It's just the Phoenix storyline in this film, particularly because I love the Phoenix storyline, but in this film, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It really does. And the whole, I didn't even realize what the plot was until like halfway through the movie. I was like, where are we going towards?
That's a problem. That's the problem.
It's a complete change. I'm like, wait, so that part is important. Okay. So it was it was a lot. Too many subplots, not enough, not a single one main plot. So
are you feeling that this film is bad, in the bad category?
No, I'd put it just okay, but
okay.
Under Wolverine. I think Wolverine's better.
I'm willing to go just okay. I'm willing to go just okay with this film because it might be some of my bias getting in the way.
Right. Which there's not a problem with that, but it's understandable. It's understandable.
Yeah. All right. X-Men Apocalypse. This is the 6th film. So what are we feeling about this film, man?
I absolutely despise this film.
Do you really?
I think this film sucks. I'm not even kidding right now. I don't know if people like it or if it's generally regarded as okay. No, I freaking hate this film. I think this is awful. People
don't like this film in general. People that I've talked to do not care for this film at all.
Okay, so I'm not in the minority. Cool.
You're not in the minority at all in this.
That's a first, but no, actually, I think it is pretty bad. I hate Wolverine in this film. I hate the characters in this film. I think the cast is good. I think it might be a hot take to say that I prefer the younger cast. I don't know. But oh man, the cast is just wasted. Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse. Apocalypse sucks, man. I hate Apocalypse in this movie. He's genuinely awful. Man, is that good? Is that a good enough rant? Because
you went in on it. You went in on it, bro. What I would have to say about this film is it's not good. I agree, but I didn't.
There it is. There it is.
There it is. There it is, folks. There it is.
I was waiting for it. I knew it would come.
I didn't hate it. I am definitely willing to go bad because I probably would agree that it is a bad film. Yes.
Yeah.
I just didn't hate it personally.
It's just not even anything specific. It's just in general a poorly made film. So
you went in on it. Oh yeah. So let's go bad with that one. Kind of running out of time a little bit here. So we got 4 more movies left. So you guys make sure you go check out Certain Vids on his YouTube channel. He's got Instagram, Twitter. He has a lot of hot takes. Spider-Man. He's the Spider-Man guy. So if you want, Spider-Man content, this is the man to go to. Love his content. This is my bro. This is my dude. So go check him out.
Much appreciated. Subscribe to
AJ Reacts too. Yes, AJ Reacts too. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the notification bell for new content. And yeah,
Leave
let's
your
get to the
bottom in the comment section. Let us know what would you place in each respective category.
yeah. What is your ranking for the X-Men franchise? I'm very curious to know. So moving on to the last 4 films, Days of Future Past. That's the one we're on now.
Ooh,
What are we feeling, man?
I'm feeling fantastic.
You're feeling fantastic. You love this film.
I love this film, man. It's fantastic. Are we feeling
no,
a hot take? Do we have a hot
no.
take?
I don't think I'm feeling a hot take. I like this film. I really do like it. No,
Sweet.
I really do like this movie a lot. Maybe the placement of the category might be different. I don't know. What are you leaning towards, man?
I'm feeling fantastic, man. I'm leaning towards fantastic.
See, I'm good, great. I'm good, great. I'm saying like in between good and great. That's where I'm at.
Oh, in between good and great.
Between good and great.
Oh,
convince me. A short little rant.
All right, so you see, I'm personally a little biased because I love time travel movies, and I think this is easily one of the best comic book movies of the decade. Might be in my top 15 of all time. It is just exactly what it needs to be. Pretty much, I love the merging of both franchises. I think it does that super well. It's just it has story, it has plot, and it's got a character, it's got conflict, it's got everything that I want. And I wouldn't call it perfect, but it's top tier X-Men. Maybe it's not. Now that I'm thinking, I'd go fantastic. But I'll give you this: if you want to go great, I'm fine with great.
Okay. It kind of was like a little crossover on itself. It had like two of the. I mean, X-Men is a franchise on its own, but like there were kind of two. It was kind of split up, and they kind of did a crossover. That was dope. Like. Don't get me wrong. I really, really enjoyed that aspect of the film. But I felt myself being quite distracted watching this movie. I didn't find it to be the most interesting. So I would go great. I would definitely go.
I think it sets up its conflict really well. And then it really does resolve it in a good way. That's what I would say. And I think it like following First Class, all the arcs you have just fit perfectly. Like they just fit perfectly.
I'll give you fantastic on this one. I'll give you fantastic.
You're giving me fantastic?
Yes, you've convinced
me. We did it.
All right, X-Men First Class.
Oh crap! I don't know. I think I'm putting too much stuff in fantastic. I think this is also fantastic, man.
No, I would put this in fantastic.
Yes, I
would definitely put this movie in fantastic.
First of all, the intensity in this film is unreal. Like the atmosphere that they built is. I have never seen a comic movie do that ever.
That's what I'm saying, and it was a breath of fresh air for the franchise, man. They came back with this, and it was just like, what is this even the same franchise? That was me when I was watching it. I was like, this is so good. New cast, fresh faces, and the acting was so good. The acting was good.
So good. I'll give you maybe if I had to nitpick, I think young Magneto, maybe not the best that he could have been.
No, Michael Fassbender?
No, I mean young Magneto, like kid Magneto.
Okay. Yeah, where he's in Germany, Holocaust, and all that. Yeah, I get that. I'll give you that. But Michael Fassbender. I was about to go in on you, bro, because this is like comic book movies we never seen with these type of acting chops, these acting skills from these top tier actors.
Man, I don't know how MCU is going to top this acting, man.
I know. I'm telling you.
I think this
is kind of an overlooked film, though.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. It's so underappreciated. Like everybody likes it, but it's like so much better than it actually is.
What I think it is? You know what I think it is? It's because it's that X-Men franchise. It has that name to it, and they're known to They're known to not put out some great films. Some of them are good. Some of them are, like you said, they're hit or miss. So I think since it has that X-Men name attached to it, it's kind of overlooked.
I'm about to upset almost everyone watching this movie right now.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
I think First Class is better than almost every single MCU movie, except for like one. There you go, folks. There you go. There you go,
bro.
I told you, man. I told you I was going to upset people. And I did it. If you haven't clicked on this video by now, I am surprised.
It's okay. It is really, really good. And I would put it above a lot of MCU. I agree.
Yes.
Did you say better than any MCU movie?
So I would maybe except for one or two.
Oh man.
That's about it.
So
and I'll give one more.
Really?
I'll give one more hot take when we're done.
Okay,
with this.
okay.
One more hot take when we're done with it.
Okay.
With the entire thing, but First Class is fantastic, and the score, man, the score freaking rocks.
Oh, gosh, bro.
One of my favorite, one of my favorite scores of all time. It is.
I'm telling you,
dude, it is insane how good that score is.
It is.
Whoa, that was a nice section.
All right, we're going from First Class to Wolverine Origins. Well, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, so
yikes. Is this even like a real movie? That's what I wonder. I don't even feel like this is a real movie. This is like, I don't know. It's a fever dream, man.
Is this a film at all? By any stretch?
I can't even hardly consider this a film. It's so bad. This is easily my least favorite X-Men film. Easily.
The only reason I would put it above something like Apocalypse is because I get a so bad it's good kind of vibe from it.
I can't. I can't.
I get it a little bit, man.
I mean, I like Hugh Jackman. I like Hugh Jackman.
Mm-hmm.
But the story was written in such a way. It was like a mess. It was such a mess.
Are you telling me you don't like Will.I.am in this film?
Oh my gosh, bro. That was one of the worst parts of the film, bro. Will.I.am. I'm like, Black Eyed Peas, where's Fergie at, man? Is Fergie gonna pop out somewhere?
Did this come out during the time where all these musical artists were popping up in films?
Yeah, I think so. I think so, bro. Because that was. I mean, I thought it was cool back in the day when it first came out, but now I'm just like, that was a bad move, man. And then that Deadpool, what was that supposed to be?
That was don't disrespect Deadpool.
What was that?
Deadpool. Don't call that thing Deadpool, man.
I said that Deadpool thing. What is man?
It's not a Deadpool thing. It's a cesspool.
I get upset thinking about this movie. I legit get upset thinking about it.
It's a cesspool of garbage, is what it is.
I just hate that it has the X-Men name attached to it, and it has these characters. It has a Wolverine, a character that I really enjoy, and they just botched it.
I want to know.
It sucks.
I want to know whose bright idea it was to take the Merc with a mouth and remove his mouth. That's what I want to know. Who came up with that? Yeah, and second of all,
they should be fired.
Who approved that?
You feel like you would think that these movies would get screened by multiple folks before they actually put them out, but
yikes!
No, I don't know. Yeah, yikes! If there was a category below bad, I would definitely put it there. So last but not least, the very first X-Men film ever released
came full circle.
Yep, X-Men.
Maybe a hot take. I'd go good.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would go just okay. Because
really?
I think it was a little bit before its time. Honestly,
it's dated.
It's dated, and I think if they would have made it a little bit later, it would have been better. The 2000s effects. I think I had the same kind of issues with X2 United. It seems dated, and this is a comic book film. It shouldn't feel that way. It should be able to be watched 20 years from now, and we'd be cool with it. So yeah, I mean,
I don't understand how this film, I mean, I admit it did kind of open the door for modern comic book movies.
It did.
But it isn't the sole factor. Like, this is not the movie that caused the MCU.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. It's definitely not. I wouldn't say this movie is bad, though.
Yeah, no, but that honor is reserved by probably the Raimi trilogy. Those movies were mega hits. That's why the MCU exists. Yes. So, but this movie is good. I think I like most things, and but it is dated. I wish they didn't ruin those costumes. I just wanted something more traditional. What were you expecting? Yellow spandex.
I think the traditional. I think it was a good thing that they didn't go traditional, because though we talk about dated, those are very dated. X-Men came out like what, in the 60s, or that would have been very dated.
I'll give you that, but the movie itself is dated, so maybe it would have worked at the time. So
I don't know. I mean, you can't really tell. You'd never be able to know.
There's no way.
You never know. So,
but I'll go good. I think it's a solid
good
film. You wanna? Did you?
Okay.
You compromise Days of Future Past. No, you compromise Days of Future Past. I'll let you put it in just okay.
Okay, I'll put it in just okay. Yeah. Also, I haven't seen it in a long time, so I can't speak on it that much. But
I think it's been about a year for me.
Yeah. Not my favorite. Well, I mean, we've reached the end of our tier list. That's all the films. Are looking back at it, do we have any, second thoughts? Do we want to put some things in a different category? What are you thinking, man? To me, it looks pretty solid. I know Dark Phoenix is rough for you, but
I'm about to. I'll let you in on that hot take now.
Okay.
That I said. I think if you remove, so the one I said earlier, it kind of contradicts that one. So just kind of forget I said that one. Remove Days. If you take out Days of Future Past, I think the Fantastic tier, every movie in that tier is better than every MCU movie. There you go.
Really?
There you go.
Better than Civil War. I know that's your number one.
I think Jep. Okay, so pretty much near. I think Logan is, though. I think Logan itself is better than every MCU movie, even Civil War. I think that's my personal opinion. And I personally can't get with that, but that's you, bro. That's you. I have my own hot takes. You got your hot takes. Yes, but I respect it. I respect it, man. Yes, I respect yours.
So like a little bit, like we're done with our tier ranking. But I kind of want. But I kind of,
It's a little controversial, but go ahead.
What, the tier ranking?
Yeah, it's
we had to compromise on some, and I don't think that everybody's gonna agree with all of these. But hey, that's why it's on my channel. If you want to do your own tier ranking, you do it.
we could.
I'll be in the comments. So
right.
But yeah, before we go, I wanted to talk a little bit about the future of the X-Men.
The future.
Yeah, like, what do you want to see in the future of X-Men? We know we're going to get more of it. It's probably going to have fresh faces, fresh, storylines, things like that. It needs to be revamped because we've seen these characters so much. We have, what, you said 13 films here, about 13 films, and, we need something new. We need something fresh. What would you want to see from it, man?
I want to see the fandom be quiet for a little bit. That's what I want. Because I swear,
coming for the fandom.
I can guarantee you this. Somebody, I was talking to somebody on Twitter, and I thought about it more. They told me this, and I thought about it more and more, and I was like, this is probably true. Soon as the new X-Men movies come out, people are going to start bashing Hugh Jackman. People are going to start bashing these movies. They're going to say these movies aren't as good anymore, and MCU is automatically better. And I swear to you, if that happens, I'm gonna blow a fuse. That's what I'm gonna do. I just want the fandom to just appreciate these movies and just welcome the new ones. That's all I want. That
Hey,
everything has to be better than the previous iteration. That's
you
not how it
know.
works.
Oh
You know?
wow. Yeah, that's not what people feel though. People have to compare.
Yeah. And I'm
People
not
have to
talking to
compare.
I'm not talking about just like regular MCU fans, because like regular MCU fans, they can take it or leave it, just like that. I'm talking about the stands, right? That just
Oh
are
yeah, the stands, man.
just completely devoted. The stands that are run into 24/7 on Twitter, those are the ones I'm
Man,
talking
Twitter,
to.
Twitter is so toxic, bro. It really is. It really is. They have some toxic folks on there. Um, but yeah, like okay, so you said you want that's what you want from the fandom. What do you want to see from this franchise? From them being integrated into the MCU. What do you want to see there?
I want it to feel different from the MCU. I wanted to feel like that this couldn't exist in the MCU that we have right now. The MCU that we have right now, I can't really see X-Men in this MCU, and I wanted to be like that when we see these new movies. Maybe Doctor Strange opens up the multiverse, and that's where we get new X-Men. If that's the case, then go darker. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. I mean, maybe not rated R because they're never going to do that, but just
hey, you never know, man. You
never know. But I doubt they're going to do this as like a separate franchise, but not connected to the MCU because everybody wants Avengers versus X-Men. So they're probably gonna connect it. If they do, just make it feel like its own thing. Because the best part about Marvel and DC both have their like kind of uniqueness to them that everybody likes. With DC, it's the multiverse. Everybody loves the connected or not connected, but like the different realities and all that. That's what I like about DC. What I like about Marvel in the comics is that you have a variety of characters and they all exist in one universe, right? You have X-Men, Avengers, Spider-Man, all Wakanda with Black Panther. You have Namor in the ocean and the Atlantic. It's like, or Atlantis. It's all these different characters, all these different mythos, all just. It feels like they all have their own pocket universe, right? It feels like it's like a sub universe every time. Like if you open an Avengers comic and then open an X-Men comic, it doesn't really feel like they exist in the same one. I mean, maybe there are exceptions.
Even though I'm not huge into comics, I have read some of both, and I would agree with you.
And like that's why I don't want to go off on Spider-Man, but like in the comics,
it wouldn't be certain if you didn't go off on Spider-Man.
Hey, that's valid. That's valid. But in the comics, Spider-Man has his own rogues gallery, right? And he runs into the Avengers. We have references, but we're not constantly getting reminded that there's a larger universe. At least I'm not. So I just want it to feel like it's its own thing. It's probably won't be. It probably won't be its own thing, but don't pull a Homecoming is what I'm trying to say, and just have all these references, all these Easter eggs. Like I'm a fan of Easter eggs, but like it gets too much to a point, right?
It stops being special after a while.
Yes,
it really does, because it's that it's coming, it's going to be there. Easter eggs, I think they need to slow down on them. I agree, because it starts to be less special, like the references and things like that. Make maybe one hidden one, and also they've made them very obvious as well. I think Easter eggs should definitely they should pull back on those a little bit. Even in DC, even in the DC world, not just MCU.
Yeah, it's like not even Easter eggs, because like Easter eggs can be minimal, but it's the references, right? It's the constant reminders.
Constant.
I want them to pull a Ant-Man or a Winter Soldier. Something like that.
Exactly.
Even to the even more extreme, actually. Beyond, go even more just kind of separate, right? I don't know if it
I,
wins.
I think Ant-Man is a better example than Winter Soldier, because Winter Soldier, you got Bucky, and then you got Black Widow and things like that, and
Yeah,
the whole Hydra thing. It's all part of the Avengers kind of storyline. So
but
I think
really,
Ant-Man is a way better example, because you don't really have any of that. You don't have anything connecting it, really.
you
There
have
are a few
Falcon,
things.
you have the Avengers facility, stuff like that. But
I mean, yeah,
oh
but it's not as
yeah,
blatant, I feel.
yeah. Just go more separate, right? Just
Yeah,
embrace.
I agree, man. I
This is,
agree totally.
and I just want them to don't hold back. Just don't hold back.
Yes, yes,
That's
don't hold back. Um, my opinion on the future of MCU, I really hope that they take their time. I don't want this thing to be rushed. I want them to. I don't care if I get another X-Men film 5-10 years from now. I think we really need to slow down, think about, the storylines, make it flushed out, because
Yeah,
sometimes these films can get rushed, and
yeah.
we want a lot. They want it to be like really fanfare, and they want it to, please the fans, fan service, and it turns out to be weak, a little weak. So yeah, ultimately I just want them to slow down, make sure they cast correctly, make sure they,
Yeah.
because that New Mutants, man, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I really wish it went a separate route, and
That-
I think it was a little rushed in certain areas.
for sure.
The fact that it was an hour and a half, that in itself felt rushed. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
I'm
biggest thing.
thankful though. I'm thankful I did not have to stick through it for that long. Um, it's a hidden blessing in disguise.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I think maybe if they wouldn't have rushed certain things and kind of focused in on certain things, it would have been a lot more enjoyable, though. Honestly.
but yeah, I just go, just be different.
Yeah,
Don't feel the urge to connect it, because I don't
yeah,
want that. I just want it.
yeah,
I want to be
yeah.
separate. Just
I
do
feel
it.
you.
Do your
I
own
feel you
thing.
on that. That is the end of our X-Men tier
X-Men.
ranking video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have made it this far, thank you so much for checking us out and staying through our rants. It's been a ton of fun. Always have a lot of fun talking to Certain. Where can they
Likewise.
find you? Yeah, thank you. Where can they find you, bro? And what you got coming up?
So you can find me on Certain Vids, my YouTube channel. I'm sure there'll be a link in the description box. If not, dang. But okay, you can find me on Certain Vids, on pretty much everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd. You can find me on Certain Vids. I'm very active on those platforms. I have a homecoming video essay that I'm working on, that is going to be coming out relatively soon. That it might be a while, but I am working on that. So that is coming out soon. And other than that, I have a weekly live stream that I do most of the time. Actually, at the time that we're recording tomorrow, so Sunday the 6th, I think, is going to be a Q&A with AJ. He's going to be in there. So make sure to stop by. But yes, thank you for having me on, AJ.
For sure, man. It's a pleasure to have you on, man. Yeah, I will definitely get your links in the description, bro. I won't forget about you there. So yeah, as far as my channel, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Letterboxd, all that stuff. AJ Reacts To, all one word, all across the board. As far as what I have coming up on the channel, we have movie reviews. Oh, I have a Mulan, the old Mulan compared to the new one. I have that coming out soon. And yeah, like I have a different perspective than a lot of people on this film. So I'm interested to see how it turns out and the response to this video. And this is collab month. It's September, so it is collab month. I have some awesome YouTubers and folks on the channel lined up. So we're going to do rankings and discussions and things like that. It's going to be a ton of fun. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.
Stay positive.